which I'm guessing was named in
Off they go, bags in tow. Matt and Chrissy hit the road. Maps unfold, stories told. Adventures never getting old. Matt and Chrissy roam so free through the city, past the sea, finding joy in every mile, every turn.
Welcome to day 6, the last day of the Bathurst History Tour. We are outside Logan Brae. This was built by John Busby in 1876 and it's on, aptly named, Busby Street, which I'm guessing was named in John Busby's memory. So John Busby was a wealthy landowner and politician, and he commissioned Edmund Gell to design this mansion for him because he wanted somewhere for his family that really stood out and was quite an amazing landmark in Bathurst. Now when you come here and you have a look, the view over that way, down the hill, is quite spectacular. This is a place worth coming to get a bit of a peek on Bathurst history. This was turned into a convent, and it was a place where young women were trained to be nuns, and I think today it still serves as a functional building in the community, largely used to host weddings and other significant gatherings, but it doesn't seem to have any more operational function as far as being used in a religious sense anymore. Let's have a look down the road. So we're at the top of Torch Street, not far from the intersection of Torch and Busby at the Milltown Park. And this is a cute little spot. There is not really that much going on at this park. It is actually quite small, but I do find it rather interesting that the signage they've got is very, very explicit in relation to not allowing motorbikes, no dogs off the leash, no vehicles, no camping, no glass, no littering, no model aircraft, no fires, no golf, no horse riding, and there's uneven ground. And thankfully at the bottom of the sign there is an indication there that it's a playground. We'd be lost without it. So we are on the second last stop for day 6 of the Bathurst History Tour. Here's Chrissy. I've got the camera. How's that? We are looking at number 2 Lewins Street. So Samuel Lewins was a bandmaster in Bathurst for 50 years, and the street, I believe, was named in memory of him. And what can you tell us about Lewins Street here, Chris?
Number 2 Lewins Street is a beautiful Victorian build which was built in the 1880s for Samuel Lewins Sr., who was a bandmaster of the Bathurst District Band for 50 years. The Lewins family was a prominent one in Bathurst, and Samuel Lewins was a highly respected figure in the community. He was a talented musician and a dedicated band member, and his home was a meeting place for the band and other members in the community. 2 Lewins Street is a historic landmark and reminds us of the importance that music played in the community. Okay guys, we are at the final stop. This is Chifley's home. It is now a museum and gift shop. So this is obviously one of the few places that you can now actually go into and have a look around and get a real feel for what happened back in the day when Bathurst was at its beginning. Welcome to the Chifley home, the former home of Ben and Elizabeth Chifley, one of the most influential and beloved couples in Australian history. Ben Chifley was the 16th Prime Minister of Australia, and Elizabeth was his devoted wife and partner. They lived in this modest cottage for over 30 years, and it is now a living museum preserving their memory and legacy. As you can see, this is a simple but cozy home with 3 bedrooms, a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, and a bathroom. The house was built in 1898 by Elizabeth's parents, who gave it to the couple as a wedding present in 1920. The Chifleys never owned a car, so they walked or took public transport everywhere. They also never had a telephone, radio, or television in their home. They preferred to read books, newspapers, and magazines, which can be found in every room of the house. Ben Chifley was born in Bathurst in 1885 and grew up in a working-class family. He began his career as a railway engineer driver and became involved in the Labour movement and politics. He rose to becoming a leader of the Labour Party and Prime Minister of Australia between 1945 to 1949, leading the country through the aftermath of World War II and introducing many progressive reforms. He was renowned for his vision, integrity, compassion and humanity. Elizabeth Chifley was born in Bathurst in 1886 and met Ben when they were both teenagers. They married in 1914 and had a happy but difficult marriage. Elizabeth had a miscarriage in 1915, which left her unable to have children, and she was in poor health for the rest of her life. She also suffered from scoliosis, which left her physically frail and limited her mobility. She rarely travelled with Ben to Canberra or other places where his political duties took him. She stayed at home, looking after the house and garden. She also supported Ben's career and shared his ideals. The Chifleys died within 11 years of each other. Ben Chifley suffered a fatal heart attack at the Currajong Hotel in Canberra in 1951. Elizabeth Chifley died here in her own home in 1962. She left much of her estate to the Presbyterian Church, including a bequest to build a preschool in her name. The Chifley home is now a National Heritage Site and museum, open to the public for tours.